Welcome back. My next guest is Cesar Morales, and he is the owner of Ace Academy. Welcome. Thanks so much for being here.
I appreciate it.
So tell me a little bit about what Ace does. Well,
Ace, we specialize in tennis, okay? Even though we do a lot of athletic development when it comes to juniors, but also adults as well. And they come in, if they want to play tennis, we set them up from beginning to end. So really make sure that we treat them from A to Z. So athletic development, tennis skills, and to make sure they have a fun journey.
That's wonderful. So it's not just about playing the game, it's about developing the proper skills and strength and conditioning and all of that.
Absolutely, you got it. So we really covered the whole gamut.
That's fantastic, wonderful. So what's the difference between a tennis academy and a tennis club?
Well, I'll tell you, appreciate it by just saying that we treat them from A to Z.
Yeah.
So we make sure that they have a good journey. When you come in, we do a free evaluation. We sit down, we talk about your goals. What is it that you want to do with tennis? What is it you want to do with athletic development? And then from there, we develop a plan. And the plan can be anything from a week to 3 months to a year, or maybe even longer. And we make sure that the journey, that we cover the athletic development, strength and conditioning, the tennis, the whole thing.
So do you take all ages? If I came in, could you help me play tennis even
Absolutely.
if I never played before?
Absolutely. And we really have a lot of adults that have seen us. We've always been known as a very good junior program. But now the adults are starting to come in and start seeing just the benefit of, this isn't just a club where I come in one time a week and that's all I do, but, the staff, the coaches, and the other players really take care of each other and they really enjoy the experience.
That's awesome. So who's your target audience? I know you mentioned juniors, but is there a real target that you have, or?
You.
Okay. Awesome. Well, there we are.
You and everybody. Anybody that wants to make sure that they really enjoy the process of athletics, and especially tennis in this case, but to go out there and to have fun and to enjoy playing, but also learning the sport and really become a student of the game, and for them to just really catch the bug.
Yeah, well, I know that there was I'm not real well versed in tennis, but the Wimbledon, did that
Absolutely.
just end?
Just
so
happened.
do you guys get a spike when that's on because everybody is so inspired by watching the players?
Well, you got it. Anytime there's a big event on TV, for example, Wimbledon, the U.S. Open's happening here about a month and a half, the players just get more excited. So not only, of course, the players that we have want to play more often, but also we do start getting a couple more phone calls. Hey, I'm interested. I want to play. What is this all about?
Yeah, it's always inspiring to watch their athleticism. It's amazing. So what are the qualifications of your staff? Obviously, you said you take them from beginning to end to make sure they're well prepared for the game. So what does your staff look like?
Well, the staff's a very special staff in the sense that every single one of our coaches, they have a certification in child development when it comes to something called the PTR, which is one of the main organizations in the United States, but also the world. And all of them have at least one pathway, and there's 4 of them. Most of us have all of them. Not only that, we also have masters in 10 and under, which is one of the big things the last 10 years in the U.S., last 30 years in the whole entire world. We all have it, along with also a master of performance coaching. So those are the players that are really looking to become very competitive. So when it comes to education, our staff's pretty top-notch.
That's fantastic. Sure. So are there any cool events that's coming up with Ace?
Well, I tell you, you mentioned the U.S. Open. We'll be traveling to the U.S. Open, so some of our coaches will be over there. Also, the Cincinnati's coming up, which is it's a lower tier than the U.S. Open. U.S. Open is such a big event. This one's still a huge event where we have the best players in the world. We do take our athletes out there, and that's when they really get pumped up and they get excited and they want to come back and, give it a go and play even harder.
Yeah. So when you go out to the U.S. Open, is it just you and your staff, or do you actually take some of your students?
For right now, it's just going to be a couple of us and the staff. We'll do a couple of conferences out there. We might do a speaking engagement out there, but it's going to be mostly our coaches. But Cincinnati, again, our players will be going. They're pretty excited.
That's great. That's great. I bet that's a fun event for everybody, too. Tell me a little bit on how the Chamber has helped Ace Academy.
Well, we're quote-unquote new to Naperville. The Ace Academy has really been around since 2006, incorporated in 2009. But we've been around the area, but never here. And this is actually my hometown. I absolutely love Naperville, and just being tied in with the Chamber now has helped us create some great connections, just like we are right now. And just to make sure we give back to the community, which we love so much.
That's wonderful. So tell me, what inspired you to get involved with Ace and offer this great service to so many people?
Well, I've been through the whole gamut when it comes to tennis clubs and tennis academies. I grew up in a tennis academy, and I love the idea. I love just being around the other players, more of a brotherhood kind of thing, sisterhood, instead of just coming into a club, playing once a week, leaving, not really building that bond. And that's when we said, hey, how about we do it ourselves? and here we are.
That's awesome. So it's really building a community.
Absolutely.
Which is
building a culture.
Yeah. So is there any myths about tennis? Like I had mentioned to you, am I too old to start playing tennis? So are there any myths out there that people still may have in their head about tennis and why they should come through your doors?
Well, number one is, hey, I'm just too old to learn a new skill.
Right.
Well, we've all done some sort of athletics in our life, whether it be minute or whether it be vast. We set you up in the right environment to make sure you're very successful pretty quick. We've had a fast growing adult program because we've kind of thrown that myth out the window.
Yeah.
But also, as you know, tennis is just an individual sport. But really, it's a team sport. You train with people. You have coaches that help you out. So that team atmosphere is really there, and that's one thing that we're very good at.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, you have inspired me, and I know we're very lucky to have Ace in our community. So I'm glad that you chose Naperville to be here, and we're also glad to have you as part of the chamber. So
Thank you,
thanks for
Nikki.
being here
Appreciate
today.
it.
And we'll be right back.